Welcome to Business Morning on Union Television. I am Onyinye Ezlofo, and we understand the economy today and the state of Nigeria. A lot of businesses are folding and others are really struggling to find their feet. However, besides the effect of the economy on businesses, there are some internal effects and there are some internal business challenges that affect businesses that is not even known to business owners. And that is what we're going to be looking at today. Today on Business Morning, we're going to be looking at business leadership. So in business leadership, we will be discussing how people in business lead their organization, their business ventures, their brands, how they connect with the members of their staff, and also relate with their customers, because these are some challenges that when they are not in place will affect productivity, affect revenue generation, and affect the business in its entirety. We'll be going on a short break now, and when we come back from this break, we'll be delving deep into this topic. Stay with us. Welcome back to Business Morning. We're still discussing business leadership. Everybody can become a leader, and this is something we all are learning. It's not that leaders are born, leaders are trained. So we find out that some people would say, oh, this person is a born leader. Nobody is born a leader. But you learn to be a leader. You grow up learning to be a leader. That is why you find out that there are many adults who are not leaders, because they cannot take initiative. They cannot act on their own. They don't even know the right thing to do and at what point to do the right thing. Because it is possible that you're doing the right thing at the wrong time, and it automatically makes it wrong. You can do the wrong thing at the right time and it feels like it's good because you're taking the right decisions and you're calculating adequately. This is a quality of a leader, but this is not all there is to leadership. A lot is involved when it concerns leadership, and nobody gets to the ladder, nobody gets to the top of this ladder. It is a journey that everyone goes through. The more you grow, the more you learn. And that is when you begin to unlearn many things. You relearn many things. So if you are that person who is stuck, that person who thinks, I know it all and there is no room for growth, you become outdated with time. And this is the problem with many businesses. Some businesses believe that they have figured out how their business should run. They have figured out strategies and have put structures in place. But then with time, things begin to fade away. There are things that become obsolete because the current time that we are in this generation or this century, a lot of things that were practiced in the past might not really be as relevant as they were today. So how do you step up? How do you move on? And what is the new thing you are learning? There are some people that learned a particular kind of leadership, what they were taught from family, from society, or even from school is what they are holding on to. So your family says, this is what leadership looks like. This is who is to head the family. This is what your responsibility is. It is now divided. The man has this, the woman has this, the child has this, the boy child has this, the girl child has this, and they all grow up knowing this thing. So they bring what they know in the family into their business. And the family and business is not the same place. How things happen within the family is different from how things happen within the business premises. People in your family are connected to you by blood or by other means, but people in your business venture are not in any way connected to you, if not for that business. So if they are bringing what they believe is the leadership structure from their respective families, there is really going to be a serious conflict within the workplace. So you're telling me this is how it should be, and I'm telling you this is not how it should be, because in my family, it is not done this way. In your family, it can be done this way, but in my family, it's not done this way. Now, that is for family. We have people from different geographical locations and zones in Nigeria. So when they come and say, where I come from, it is the woman who leads. Where I come from, it is the youngest adult who leads. Where I come from, the responsibility of the man is to supervise. Where I come from, the woman does not have a say. How do you expect those people to work together? it's not going to be possible. There will be chaos. So it is important that you understand what standard leadership is and what is ideal for leadership. If you're planning on being a leader, if you want to see yourself as a great leader and you want to walk the path of leadership, you should know what is required of you as a leader. And now within the business space, there are different patterns of leadership. A lot of people have their orientation, their ideology, their systems, their styles. So some people will tell you, you have to go force, fire, iron, this and that. That is how you get things done. There are people that believe slow and steady wins the race. There are people that believe you go hot, you go cold. So you know when to strike and then you know when to withhold. There are people who believe that we are always on the race and no stopping. There are people who would say, oh, take your time, take a chill, run, know when to stop, right? So if you're this leader that is yes, 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 and there's another leader that is no, 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 it doesn't work well. And there is no uniformity within the workplace. A lot of things would suffer because you can be doing something that is not working, but because of your mindset, because of what you believe, because you think that what you believe is what there is and what every other person should accept. So it's not working and you're not even saying it. And that's the challenge of leadership. So if we say in Nigeria today that our leaders are not paying attention, I'd like to ask you, who is a business person, are you paying attention to the members of your staff? When last did you listen to what the members of your staff have said and paid attention to it and act on it? When last did you act on what they've said? Have you taken cognizance of helpful solutions and innovations they've brought? So if you're looking at leadership in Nigeria and you feel like the leaders are failing, are you failing in your own zone? In this unit where you are working on, or in this unit of your jurisdiction, are you effectively leading the people? Now, there's a difference between a leader and a manager. The manager is about managing the work and doing the work. The leader is about taking initiative and making people see reasons to follow this initiative and policies. Leaders don't coerce people. Leaders don't force people. Leaders set the pace and then people follow them because they know that there is a focus, there is a vision, we are headed somewhere. And if people don't want to follow you, you make them see reasons and you don't force them into following. So that's the difference between a leader and a manager. So if you look at the Nigerian system, are you the kind of leader you're talking against? Because it's easy for you to say, oh, you're not in the position of leadership as it is now, and you're talking bad about people who are leading. But even where you are managing, even where you're leading, with your small team, with the little people you're working with, you cannot even lead them effectively. And you're pointing fingers at other people. So leadership should start from the cradle, as it is still small when this idea is growing, because this idea grows into what blossoms into society and people begin to plug in, because businesses grow very large and then people want to identify with this company, people want to work with this company, people want to belong to this association. So if the leadership of this association is not in place, what do you think these people are coming into? What do you think these people will learn from you? When these people come in, how do you observe them? Because it's one thing to observe people and it's another thing to reorient them, and you're giving them the wrong information or you're making them believe what is ideal for you. There are some things that are qualities every leader is supposed to possess. Now, it doesn't matter in what cadre you are leading, but these are qualities that are necessary for leadership, and you need to have these qualities. But if you don't know about them, then it is okay for you to listen to the end and find out what these qualities are. Then do a self-analysis, know what is already working within you and what you can work on, because you need to be a better leader to serve your business. We'll be going on a short break now, and when we come back from this break, we'll be reviewing qualities of leadership and some leadership styles. Stay with us. Welcome back to Business Morning. We're still discussing business leadership. And yes, within the business space, we have different kinds of people, and this also informs their different leadership styles. So we're going to be looking at two leadership styles, and then we have the task-focused leadership. Now, we have leaders who are task-focused. These kinds of people are interested in getting the work done. So there are these people that will come in, hey, good morning, everyone. We have a task today. We have this to do. We have this to do. Send in your deliverables. Have you done this? Have you done that? Have you done this? Have you done that? What's the work going? What's the progress? What's the revenue? They are checking everything to make sure that the work is done. So the machine is not working. What's wrong with the machine? The printer is not working. What's wrong with the printer? How do we fix it? Who needs to come and get it done? Because we need to use it for production. What's wrong with this? The freezer, it's not cooling. Do we have an electrician that needs to look at it? Or do we need to contact any company that needs to service it? What's the problem? Send in all the list of items that needs to be serviced before the next week. So how do we have production going? What's wrong? What is lacking? It is work focus. So they are just interested in eliminating everything that will affect productivity. Their focus is on the work. They just want to know that it is moving. It is moving. There's no challenge. You don't have any excuse for not working because they are always on the numbers. They have their eyes fixed on the numbers. So we need to do this week. We need to have this week. We need to sell to 3,000 persons. We need to reach out to 15,000 persons. We have a clientele of 25,000 to serve. So that's the focus. How are we getting there? What are we doing to get there? That's a task-focused leader. And then we have a people-focused leader. And that is that leader that comes in, hey, good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? Oh, you don't look happy. Are you okay? Are you sure your mood is not affecting your work? Do you need to cool your head? Would you like to talk to someone? Okay, I really believe you need to be in the best of mood so you can be able to work effectively. All right, that's fine. Hey, you said your birthday was last week. How did it go? I hope you had a good time with your friend. Happy birthday, many more years. Hi, how are you? How's your husband? Is he back? Okay. Now, we're hopeful for a great week. So work begins. These people are not the same. The task-focused leader does not really pay more attention to the people. It's about the work. The people-focused leader pays attention to both the people and the work. So in leadership, you should know what works for your organization. It is great that you pay attention to the people as well as the work. Paying attention to the people does not mean the work should suffer. No. It's just making sure that these people are ready, active, agile, available to do the work. Because it is possible that you have these machines you want them to work with and they are not available to work. If someone has broken down, the machine can be very active, but there's nobody using it. So what's the point? If someone is sick or the person has burnt out completely, it doesn't matter the number of goods you need to deliver. They cannot do it. So how do you do that? It's important that you're able to marry the two, work and people, because the work can be there when there are no people to do it. And the people available need work to do. So it's not like it is independent of itself. People come to work or people come to your business place. People are employed so they do the work. And the work is there because you need people to do it. You're employing people because you need more hands to work with you. So why would you want to pay attention to only the work and forgetting the people who are making this work possible? Because if they don't show up, if they don't clock in, the work will be there and you won't satisfy your clients. You won't meet the needs of the people. You're not even going to be able to do much. And in the end, the business would fold because you don't have manpower. You don't have enough human resources. So what happens to the people when you're not able to work on their own end? They're not meeting their own expectations too. So ensure that you pay attention to both people and to work. And the fact that you're people-oriented does not mean that You pay too much attention to people and forget about the work. You're not there to make friends with people. I mean, it's not a networking event. The business place is not a networking hub. It is a work hub. So I check on you, I care about you, but it doesn't stop you from doing your work. You should know how to draw the line. Work must be done. Be high on people, be high on task. Deliver your task, deliver your deliverables, do your work, and then be in good health. Pay attention to people. How are they feeling today? How are they faring? So how can you assist? By all means, please do so. But it doesn't mean it's a leverage for people not to do their work. When you're leading people, understand the people that you're leading and work with them accordingly. If they do amazing work, if they deliver great on their task, of course, appreciate them. Let them know that, oh, they've done well. You acknowledge what they've done. You see the extra effort. You take note of the push, and it's great. And when they do what is wrong, you still let them know. You've done what is wrong. This is not how it should be. Take note of this. This is what is at risk for us. So that they know, yes, we can laugh, but it doesn't mean the task will suffer. We can deliver the task, but it doesn't mean you would suffer on your own end. So these are leadership approaches. Now, there are many of them. Now, these two are what we are focusing on at this time. Next thing, we're going to be looking at ideal leadership qualities. So I am a leader, I am a leader. What's the proof? I am a good leader, I'm a good leader. What is the proof? What can we say? It's not really about blowing your trumpet. It's about showing the work. What are you doing? How do I see these things? How do I acknowledge that you are a good leader? Because telling me you are a good leader automatically means you are not one. Leadership and good leadership is not told, it is seen. When I say it, I can attest to the fact that you are a good leader. So what are some of the qualities of a good leader? What are some of the ideal qualities a leader should have? Even if you're still working on becoming good, but the fact that you're in a position of leadership and you're trying to make good use of your office, what are the qualities that are required of you? First off, I also like you to know that you can lead from the ground up. You don't have to be up and leading from the top. You can lead from the ground. So how does it happen? Where you are, if you're just leading yourself, that is leadership. You know you are leading yourself and you are accountable to yourself. So there are things that you do that you're very certain doesn't work. And there are things that you do that you're certain would work. When you know what doesn't work, you ensure not to do them. Not because you're showing yourself to anyone, but because you understand that I am leading myself first. And if I can hold myself accountable, then I can also hold other people accountable. And that is the fourth stage of leadership, self-leadership. When you're a self-leader, what do? You pay attention to your work. Ensure you do your work, not because anybody is looking, but because you need to do it. That is when you're embracing excellence. You don't want to underperform because nobody is checking you. And even when someone is checking you, you understand that if I do this thing, this is not my best. But you can decide to stop there. But when you're a self-leader, you understand that this is my best and I have to give it my best. If more can be done, then I should do more. If I can deliver within this time, then I should deliver within this time. Because I know that nobody is checking me, but I know it that there is a standard that I am certain for myself as it concerns me as a leader. Not just about what people would say. It's not really about the accolades. It's about you as a person. It's about you as an individual. I am giving it my best. So whatever feedback I get, I look at it, I work on it, and I seek to improve on it because the goal is leading myself well. If you're able to lead yourself well, you can lead any other person. So if you start learning leadership for yourself, leading others will be leading from what you have practiced because you're your first leadership stage. So what you're doing for yourself. What you're learning for yourself. And you're correcting yourself and you're rewriting your wrong so that when you have the opportunity to lead others, you're not struggling and looking for where to start from. At least you know where to start from. This brings us to the end of this topic on business leadership. However, we're going into the marketplace to understand how these people are able to connect with the members of their team, the people they work with, and how their relationship and their leadership style has affected their business. Come with me.
This is Marketplace Synergy, a segment of Business Morning where we interact with market people to learn about their businesses, their challenges, and their success stories. How's business going for you, ma?
We bless God. Things have been going well, but these days it's like all the business are shaking. But I bless God. At least we are moving.
How long have you been in this business?
Ha! I've been in this business for over 30 years.
30.
Yes. I had to upgrade. I started from the scratch with one small shop. Then later, I went for another bigger shop before I now opened this. You know, in this business, you have to be upgrading. If not, you'll be left out. Nobody will want to patronize you anymore. So you have to be upgrading, like more knowledge, go into more trainings, then have a fine, big shop, at least to attract some bigger customers.
Awesome. So in the past 30 years, do you train and people you've trained, has it been?
I've trained a lot of people. In fact, I've trained more than, let me say 15, 20 people, more than 20 people. Like 10 or 12 people have graduated from my place. Even when I was still not as big as this, I've done a lot of graduation for many people.
So how are you able to manage all of these people? Because we are all different people. Everybody has attitude, background, and then where they are coming from too, their own culture.
Yeah, you know, when you are into business, you have to be patient with people, then study people. We are not from the same background, so you have to study each and every person's characters, then fitting into it. So, though I'm a very strict person, but I have to fit into each characters, and you know, so we go along.
Amazing. What about your staff? Coping with them, and do they also train with you?
No, no, no. I employ different people. I train different people. So all my staff, they are not my trainee. I didn't train them. They came for employ.
That's great. So, in the past 30 years, what do you think is the highlight for you in this business? Like, what makes you very excited with this business?
There was a time we did a fashion show. I think about 10 years ago or so. We did it at White House, at Okpebi. So we were many fashion designers were there. They used my design to do I don't know, this Galaxy TV. I don't think they are still existing also. So it was my design that they use for their opening when they want to show the fashion show on their TV. So I was very glad and I was very happy.
So, what can you say to young people or anyone who wants to go into business?
To business or to fashion line?
It could be fashion line.
Well, what I would say is that if you want to go for any business, get your capital ready, then do your planning well, because there was a time I opened a very big place at Omole, very big fashion, very big place, but I didn't plan well. If you want to go for any business, make sure you have extra money. That is the point I want to arrive at. Extra money. Don't spend all your money on that business immediately. Just keep some. Like then, I kept like 1 year or 2 years rent to continue. I wouldn't be in that mess that I met myself. So in any business you want to do, make sure you have extra money. Then don't borrow more than your capacity to start any business.
How's business going?
Very well, thank you.
So this is as if you're making a dress, right?
Well, that's the process. It's upholstery for uh, a dining set, actually.
So why did you decide to go into the furniture business?
Because it's a good business, a lucrative business, and people are always in need of furniture, so we can as well just go into it.
How long have you been in this business?
This is 3 years plus now.
Wow, that's awesome. So you work with people in batches or you do the work yourself?
Oh, no, 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 no. I have a lot of people that work with me. It's furniture business is not something you can do yourself. You need to have a lot of team members. So right now we have over 8 people that work with us. Share get, but we have site work right now, so they are working outside. So that's why I'm doing this.
Awesome. So how do you get to manage these people because they are from different backgrounds with their different ideologies?
Well, every business has its own ups and downs. Sometimes you meet different people. Let me just put it that way. Some are easy to manage, some not so easy to manage. But overall, we just have to just find a way to, make things work. Make people do what you want at the end of the day. So that's just it.
So talking about doing what you want, that means you have a culture here. So how do you get them into to adapt your business culture because they could be coming from somewhere with a different.
Yeah. That's true. What we do basically is all the artisans that we work with, we first make sure that they are all good in their craft. Then aside from that, we also have our own training process. We try to blend them into our own kind of design. What we do, we innovate design. We don't just do what is out there. We innovate our own design. So we try to brush their skill, make sure their skill is up to date to understand to be able to deliver what we want.
Awesome. So they have targets then if they are to deliver what you want, that means they are it's target specific.
Yes. Targets in terms of the standard and quality of design. Yes, they have targets. And then aside from that, the work is not something that you can. Yes, we do retain skills, but them they are also like an orga in their own field. So most times you cannot retain them completely, or it will be as if you're trying to restrain them from doing their own thing.
Awesome. So you said you have a business partner, you don't do this alone.
Yes. My wife, she is my business partner. She handle all the marketing and sales aspects, and then also supervise the production, while I base solely on production.
Awesome. So I like to ask, how does it feel working in a male dominated environment?
For me, I don't see it that way. For me, I feel like, regardless of your gender, once you know what you're doing, everybody will respect you. And I don't think I've ever had to fight as a female for them to. Once they see I know what I'm talking about, I think they just succumb and do their work.
Amazing. And you both have been in this business for over 3 years.
Yes, over 3 years.
So what's fascinating about this business for you?
I will not lie to you. First, it was Nigeria, graduate, no work. So we had to figure out problem that we can solve. We've actually tried many businesses before we go into interior design. So, and since we've started, we see that okay, there are so many problems we need to solve actually.
Awesome. So what can you say to young people who want to go into business?
I would say just keep trying. Your first business, your second, your third might not even work, but just keep trying.
We'd like to find out why you decided to go into the furniture business.
I have passion for it because I love it. I like doing it, so that's why I learn it and I'm doing it. Either you see it on catalog or you have design. So far you tell me how you want it, I will construct it for you.
So these designs are like off your head. You just think about it, or you create it on paper and then you reproduce it.
Though we used to design on our head, and also we used to check internet. Any design that people were liking is to use. So we construct it and we sell it.
Amazing. So how long have you been in this business?
I've been in this business since 2002.
That's like how many years now?
It's almost 22 years.
In the past 22 years, you've been in this particular place.
No, it's not. I'm not in this particular place. I learn work here and there. I do journeyman somewhere. I struggle here and there. I work with people before I was able to be here.
So how are you able to manage your customers and probably I like this, I don't like this again? Because there are different designs and you see this one and it's looking like this one is more beautiful and probably the prices are not the same. So how do you manage your customers?
In the market, you cut your coat according to your size. Do you understand? It depends on your pocket. So you have to manage your own pocket. I'm not the one to manage it for you. My own is that this is what I produce. This is the amount. Do you understand? If you reach the amount I can sell, I sell. So if your capacity reach to buy it, you buy.
So what about your competition? Because there are people selling seats here. You still have neighbors selling seats. So how do you people, or I'm not going to buy, I'm going to buy from someone else and scared of losing your customers and all of that?
Though in that aspect, I'm a Muslim. I believe whatever God gives to me is what God has designed for me. Do you understand? Even though I have competitors that compete with me, I'm not the only person in the market. But anyone that God say is belong to me, it will belong to me.
Amazing. So what about in the case you've made furnitures and probably there are damages? How do you manage that? Or probably customer is complaining of something that wasn't even there before the whole sales and all of that. How do you manage damages and then trying to appease your customers?
Thank you for that. There is no business that doesn't have customer care. Even banks have customer care. So far you patronize us. If you have any issue with your chair, maybe nobody is perfect. Maybe there is anyone that have issue. Maybe it break. Do you understand? We will come to your house. We will not expect you to convey it back to our office. We will come to your house and sort it out for you.
Amazing. So how are you managing your staff, and you have a lot of people working with you?
Okay. Like I have trained people. Do you understand? And I have boys. I have journeymen. Do you understand? I have workers. So some people want to eat alone. Do you understand? You want to start, you want to nail skeleton. You want to cover. Maybe probably you may like to even go bush, go and cut wood to come so that they will not cheat you. So that is division of labor. Do you understand? As I'm here now, my boys were working. Do you understand? Some people, my journeymen, they were also working for me in workshop. So I also now, I just go pray and I come back now. If I pull off now, I go and start working. So it's division of labor. Those people that may be struggling with one chair or this and that is because they want to do all alone. And doing it alone is not what can make you to be rich, because Dangote does not succeed alone. You need good people to work with you so that you can succeed.
And that will be all on Marketplace Synergy today.
It's really interesting moving around the market and talking to people. So you can see that every business needs active leadership. So don't be that leader who takes things and don't do them. They take the lead, they show the people they are working with the way, and they train the people they are working with to understand their own pattern of leadership. So it's easy for them to work together, and there is uniformity in everything they do. Thank you for joining us today on Business Morning. Follow us across all our social media platforms and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I am Onyinye Eslofo as always, and until I see you again, keep watching Business Morning on Union Television.